Many African countries periodically conduct elections. This is despite a popular view by political scientists that African culture is monolithic. It is not easy to have a divergence of opinions on issues. Elections in the West are based on two major ideologies. One is socialism, which supports state participation in the economy, and the other, capitalism, which does not. As African countries became independent, they found socialism popular because it was the alternative to the ruling capitalists. Since then, they have abandoned socialism. All parties seeking political power profess capitalism, and therefore there is no difference in thinking. Even the concept of ideology is ill-defined among those seeking political power. Professor Balunywa observes that these parties have no difference in manifestos. Therefore, as they seek political power, their aspirations are not based on ideology. He contends that elections in Africa are held without ideology. Now here is Professor Balunywa sharing his thoughts.
The tragedy of elections in Africa, elections without ideology. That's where I want to start. That we held an election without ideology. And you as young people who want to go into leadership, if the country continues the way we had the last election, and it's based on popularism rather than real issues, then you have a very big problem with you. What happened in the last election is that the NRM, which has its faults, and at some stage we shall discuss them once we've got to the same a certain point where we agree that we can now discuss the challenges that we face as a party. Went into an election, and there are many mistakes that we made. Why did Kyagulanyi rise? Kyagulanyi is a result of the following things. One, as an artist, on his own he was popular person. He's well known around the country. Two, youthful, a young person. Three, the mistakes that NRM made. Maybe that's something we shall discuss another day. Four, Buganda as a challenge, the Buganda question. And in fact, whenever I remember my great uncle Virginia challenged some people whenever they in Swambi, the late in Swambi, he talked about the Buganda question. So he said, you cannot answer the Buganda question before you respond to the Karamoja question. So there is a Karamoja question which has to be addressed in our discussions. You as leaders who are looking for leadership in this country, you must address it, you must look at it. Because it's very important. So there is a Buganda issue, and then there is also the religious question. Those are the reasons why Kyagulanyi emerged and appear to be a threat. Now, the youthfulness you can explain, the music you can explain. What is the Buganda problem? And let us be emotionally intelligent. We are aspiring to be good leaders. We must understand causes of things. Buganda, every Buganda loves his kabaka. Period. That's it. If there was an alternative, they would definitely take the kabaka. But the majority of Buganda are Catholics. So there is a conflict when these two come up. So in 1962, 61, when were these internal elections, Chwanuka won the election as DP because Uganda did not participate. Now the British, who are Anglicans, could not accept Catholics to rule Uganda. Please don't have religious sentiments. Just understand what I'm talking about, so that it enables you to have a picture of, okay, this is where we are going. So the British maneuvered, and they made sure that UPC went into cohort with Kabaka Yeka to be able to win an election. And that happened. The British could not see Catholics rule this country. And that's why I was telling you that as a leader, be above religious sentiments. If you bring them in, you lose it. So, right now, in Uganda, Kyagulanyi comes up with two sentiments, which were very unique. As a Catholic, in the majority of the Catholics in Uganda, and as a Muganda, which were contradictory. So as a Catholic, the Catholic Church backed Kyagulanyi. And the Prime Minister in Uganda, who is a Catholic, backed Kyagulanyi. And Kyagulanyi made the same mistake Yusuf Lule made in 1989, 79. The concept of Kwebereremu is something that Lule said once he got into authority. He said it is now time for Uganda to take power. And that's why he lost it. 67 days and he was out. Because he moved away from the principles of the Moshi Agreement and now wanted to make the rule in this country Uganda. So those who were around said, no, let's bring another Uganda, and he stays around, you know. He said, it is written, we've got an opportunity now as Uganda. This is our government as Uganda. So Kyagulanyi comes in as a youth, popular as a youth, as an artist, popular as an artist, and in Uganda appealed to the Catholic vote and also appealed to the Buganda vote. And there was a conflict there. But remember, who are our voters? Socrates, the Greek philosopher who founded democracy in this world, said not everybody can vote. Don't allow peasants to vote. You know, this is a discussion we shall go into at some stage, because they don't know what they are doing. So when you have everybody voting, you're likely to make mistakes. That is why in certain countries there is representative democracy, because you can't have everybody to vote. There are people who are in parliament, they have voted because of umbrella, not because of anybody. If the Acholis had agreed with Kyagulanyi in a fair election of universal suffrage, the Acholi community, the majority are Catholics. Correct me if I'm wrong.
You're right.
So if the Catholic community in Acholi had agreed with the Catholic community in Uganda, they would win an election. But Uganda has a challenge.